I am a very diplomatic person. I mean, I have no material possessions with which to negotiate. One of the last investments I made in worldly things was this little medallion, silver, Archangel Michael. The Archangel weighs our hearts against our deeds. It was my grandmother's maiden name. Stop me if you've heard this before. 2015, my protection ran out. 2016, he fled the country. This is why they killed the Romanovs. Tsar Nicholas was terrible. He was a guy with a wife and like a bunch of girls. It was the homos and fucking retards between Moscow and London that were terrible. The rape of Nanjing. Like, was the Emperor of Japan in China? No. He didn't come do that himself. He's not going to abdicate his throne. But China did. Guns are dangerous, kids. Don't play with guns. Probably the best way to, encourage gun safety is to know they're not a toy and etc. I mean, don't just take them to the range and be like, here, point this in my face. But it's gotten so we can't trust the news as far as we can throw it. The internet is an epoch in communication on the order of written language, represents a golden age or Armageddon. Religion is a search for universal and eternal truth, whatever you call I am. The Bible is the perfect word of God as it applies to you in your life. Man was made in God's image, not yours. So I understand it was very important that we take the guns away from the Americans. It's ridiculous. They can't be relied upon to see to their own best interest, let alone run the country. It's called the Hospitaller Rebellion. First, do no harm, or you're not a doctor. What a novel concept. We have to mutate the human genome in order to run it like a 9 to 5. Just give feminazi grandma and her gay mafia roommate an excuse to micromanage it to death. I know you are, but what am I? I know you are, but what am I? I know you are, but what am I? I have actual suspects. I want to see a lineup. Christians don't do the virgin sacrifice thing. Yeah, my room's a mess. So sue me. To my face. September 11th, 2001. Bearded ladies knocked down 3 towers with 2 planes. Said it was an inside job, and then got on their bicycles and pedaled back to Canada as fast as they could. No plane crashed at Shanksville, Pennsylvania. The heroic passengers overcame the terrorists, commandeered the cockpit, and then nosedived the plane into the ground at such velocity as to atomize 2 twin titanium turbine engines. Poof! Just disappeared. You don't think it's a message, do you? Department of Justice. Freud wrote that it would be normal for a boy to want to kill his father and rape his mother. Some background about Freud: was the world's preeminent, most notorious cocaine distributor. He was a party animal. A flagrant, flamboyant homosexual. Lied in his memoirs about him and his boyfriend killing a patient with a libido issue. Oh, we know how to fix that. Shoving cocaine up her nose by the gram. This is when the Bavarian Illuminati was a real thing. It was known. It wasn't a conspiracy theory. And I can go on and on about Prescott Bush. Banker, brewer, journalist, that's a whole lot of Pinkertons. And Fritz Thyssen. Panzerfaust. But I digress. In exchange for protection by the gay mafia in London, Freud pioneered the fluorine research, which lent a rational basis to the Nazi experiments in the Holocaust. Hitler named his secret weapon after his greatest inspiration, Florida, the real ground zero. If it weren't for piracy, we'd all be British subjects. Yup. Andrew Jackson wasn't a pirate. If it weren't for Andrew Jackson, you'd all be British subjects. I'm not a pirate. I don't go around stealing things and selling them. That's not my modus operandi. For years, I tried to figure out why I was too sick to support myself, let alone start a family. In the meantime, you know, I run a tab. I'm good for it. I didn't even know. Like, I tried to find an explanation on the, you know, the doctor's list, an explanation of why my health would fail every so often. I never sold cocaine, so crippling my family, destroying my extended family, our natural holy alliances, connections, reputation, was premature. It was evil, cruel, heavy-handed, and uncalled for. I've never committed an abomination. I wasn't present or participant. I didn't know. Now I know. There's one exception, but I mean, I went to school afterward. Like, she said her dad broke her jaw. None of that matters. You were born a Muslim. Nobody told me. I've never set foot in a mosque that's still standing. Is it a real religion or not? Harvard wouldn't know religion if it jumped out and bit their asses off. So religion is a search for universal and eternal truth. Islam does not qualify. Socrates had religion. You idiots are Muslims. Yesterday I effectively warned the Catholic Church here in town that if the false prophets do not abandon their crusade against these little blonde kids, that there was going to be a defrocking. Boko Haram was going to find out what it was, you know, what it's like to rape a dog. It's about 6 of them. What do? They snitch. They call the police. Oh no, get this guy. He's not allowed to come back to the Catholic Church. Boko Haram. Cops like, well, you're trespassing. I'm like, well, this has to do with the cocaine, the crack epidemic, the 92 Olympics, LA riots. Can't we all just get along? New Jack City, past 30 some years of school shootings. Boko Haram, you know what that is? It's on mine. I posted it. It's an African terrorist organization. So, well, you're not allowed to come back. They're not allowed to come back. And then I got yoked up out of bed at my mom's house for driving without a license. Because in 2015, my protection ran out. In the course of my investigation, I sinned. No, I can't get my license back. I never sold cocaine.